How's it going, everyone? I'm back with a new video, and today I'm finally reviewing more action figures from my collection, starting with a bit of an old one that I got maybe a year and a half ago at this point, maybe. Actually, maybe even two. Ah, shit. The Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Harley Quinn. Color version. Here's the box. Really cool. Really simplistic design. Or not simplistic, but they've got a specific design style, and they do keep this aligned with a majority of Kyoto Revoltech releases. Here's the box. So, and something just fell over near my setup. Okay. I'm gonna put the box down, get everything set up, and then also pick that thing up that just fell down. Now here is Harley Quinn out of the box. She looks really nice for the most part. I like the detailing, the red and blue split. It's not the worst thing. Some people don't like it. I'm personally like, I like it a little bit, or I'm just indifferent on it. I do like a little bit of Harley Quinn, so I do have this figure just because it was a really cool Harley Quinn figure. I will say, you're looking at my one gripe with this figure is the normal default face, where I don't know if that was either a defect with mine or something, but it looks like there's a little lipstick smudge or something on the figure, and I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all. Anyway, other than that, well, obviously, as you can see, she does come with that stand, but she comes with a plethora of other little accessories, like some swap out hands, like this thumbs up looking hand, and then this pointing hand. Put those to the side right there, like that. These item holding hands for a specific 2 items that I'll show you in just a second. And then for the last set of swap out hands, these piece hands, sort of piece hands. And then she does have some swap out faces, like this one, blowing the gum, blowing some bubble gum with one eye sort of winking. And this other one that's sort of a neutral face, a better looking neutral than the one she has on already. And then this little thing, which if you guys don't know, which might not unless you already have experience with Kyoto figures, is in the back of every open-eyed character's hands with these. And you just plug it in like so, and it moves the eye to change the direction they're looking, which is really cool. I like it. It's a neat little thing for if you really want to be very specific in how you're posing the figure. And then, you know, she has these normal boots and stuff. You can change them out to be some rollerblades. Now I do gotta say this beforehand, they do really limit her foot articulation whenever you put them on. They really severely limit it. Yep. And then, for the items that the holding hands were meant for, this mallet. Bonk, 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 bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk. Okay. Anyway, and then this bat. Home run. And then this cartoony ass hitting effect. Boofs. And that is all of the accessories she comes with. And then, let me move her to the side, or move all the accessories to the side, to show off her articulation. Okay, articulation show-off time. First, starting off with the head, going to the feet. She does have these ball joints that the different ponytails are on, so you can swivel them around, move them a little bit. It's not too insane, but it's a nice little thing. Ball joint at the head, so you can tilt it a little bit. Some left to right, and then the neck is on a what do you call that? It's not a ball joint, one where it can only turn in like a 90 degrees, so you can only have her actual neck going this way. Maybe a little bit of, yeah, you can do a little bit of side to side, but that's about it. Just a little bit of side to side from that, what do you call that joint? It's a similar joint to like the arm right here. Speaking of, before moving on to that, is the actual torso articulation. She has 2 sets of ball joints, if I'm not mistaken. One in the in-between section to her crotch to the actual like abdomen and chest. Not chest, damn, those are some abs. Okay, anyway. Chest here as well. And you can use them together to get some big arch or big ab crunch. Really big side to side. Do a whole lot of motion with that. Anyway. Her arm goes out this much. The shoulder pad does limit it a little bit, but you can still get it like at least straight flat out, you know, similar to like a T-pose at least. And then you can use pretty much a full rotation, but you're technically not able to because the braid does get a little bit in the way. And then I just noticed a little ball joint at the end. That thing for just a little more range from here. And then just the traditional, okay, something interrupted me, so I'm gonna go back and backtrack. Hinge joint at the arm. Hinge joint at the hand. It does also let you swivel it a little bit. You can do a tiny bit of swiveling with the arm joint too. But other than that, onto the legs, where you can move it back, not too much. You can move it up a pretty good amount, almost a full kick. There is a thigh rotation. You can rotate this arm. Okay, it might be a ball joint, because you can do this. And then another hinge joint. there's a little bit of a bolt joint. Give him a little bit. And then, boom, 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 boom. Hinge joint on here. Another hinge joint for a toe joint. And then you can do a good pivot. Boom. Boom. Pretty close to the figure, I'd say. Anyway, let me put her in a cool pose and then do the whole, like, do the whole summary and then my actual review of the figure. Okay? See you in a second. So, this figure, all around, really good one. I do like it a pretty decent amount. It is pretty well detailed, except for this face. I'm not a fan of that. But if you like the design, it's a pretty well done version of it. It is really well articulated, I'd say. There's a good range of accessories, I'd say. So, the only thing left for me to do is to give it a rating, and then size comparison time. So, this figure is about 6 inches tall-ish. Just either 6 inches or just slightly below. It takes about a 5-inch-ish, depending on how wide, like the widest amount of space it'll take up should be like about 5 inches. So it's not the biggest of figures, especially compared to some of the questionable ones I have showcased over the past few weeks, but still a really nice one, and I do like it. Anyway, let me start doing some... I'm going to do size comparisons and then call it a video. Here she is next to Invisible Woman. Here she is next to Boa Hancock. Here she is next to everybody's favorite Latina lover, Shadow the Hedgehog. My fucking goat, Godzilla. Here she is next to the Nile Crocodile by Bandai. And then here she is next to the Mia figure I showcased yesterday. Anyway, that is about everything for the video. I give it... Oh, wait. I didn't give her a score. I shall give her a 4 out of 5, honestly. The design isn't really the best Harley Quinn, but everything else is honestly really good, besides that default face with the lipstick smudge. That is a really not so good face, but Riveltech has come out with a newer Harley Quinn figure recently, and that one probably still has a good level of articulation similar to this one. So I would say, if that design strikes your fancy, probably go for that one. Or if this one has a rerun or something, also go for it. But then again, also thinking about it in perspective, I forgot to mention the price. It is $110, or at least it was when I bought it 2 years ago. That was before the tariffs from a certain someone. So $110, maybe a little bit more nowadays too, because of, you know, those tariffs. Yeah. I'd give it I'll make it a 3.5. Final verdict, 3.5. Because it's probably a little more expensive nowadays, and I think I've gotten some figures in my collection do give a bit more bang for your buck. In terms of this, Kyoto sort of could have done better, but it's still a really good figure. I will not deny it. Really good figure. Not at all bad. really good. Amazing tits. Okay, bye.